I feel like we've talked about today's guest for years, and he
Yeah.
should have been in here at some point.
Yes.
But I'm excited that we're talking to Will Hardy, who's a Tar Heel who we all know and love, and we don't have to actually get to know him because I feel like we already know.
We already know him.
Because he's actually been here. He's been a Tar Heel for quite some time. So, Will, thanks so much for coming by today.
I appreciate it. I'm excited to finally be on the show after a couple years being in the program, but man, it's good to see some familiar faces.
I know you've probably just every week, could this be the week?
Yeah. I've downloaded and subscribed and listened for years. When do I get to join? All right, just take us through these first couple of weeks. I know it's been a grind here, but what's been going on with you? What's been going on with Carolina football? Just your thoughts on where we are right now.
Yeah, no, I think we had a long preseason, and I think we had a really good preseason preparing. Those past 2 weeks, so the last 2 weeks, were focused mainly on TCU. I think we had a good game plan going in, and I mean, obviously we did not perform the way we planned to, the way we are capable of. Played well early, obviously started fast, and quickly got out of hand. Just didn't play complimentary football, and I think that was the biggest thing. And the biggest takeaway from that game is when the offense was struggling, the defense did not help them. When the defense gave a long drive, the offense wasn't on the field long enough. And special teams, we did not play well enough too, and that's a big factor of field position. And so we really just lost the middle chunk of that game, and it got out of hand. And so I think we came out of that game not fully discouraged, right? The first game, you can't let it impact the rest of your season, right? It's going to bring up some problems that you may have not known that were there, but we can't be discouraged this early in the season. We got to be able to respond. And I think we did a good job preparing on a short week this past week. I think we all appreciated the short week. I know personally, I was ready to get out and play the next day. And so we were a really short week, and that was new for a lot of these players. I know Coach Belichick has dealt with that, and the whole staff has dealt with that in the NFL, playing on Monday nights or Thursday nights. And so that was new to a lot of us, but they had a great formula for how to approach that. And again, we started out fast this past week, and I think there's still a lot of ways we can improve, but defensively, I think we had a clean game, and at the end of the day, you got to keep them out of the end zone, and so we did that. And so, yeah, I feel good about where our team is. I think this is going to be a great week for us and a good test of the maturity of our team and how we can play no matter the opponent and no matter the atmosphere, whatever it is, just show up and play to our best.
So Richmond's a good program, but obviously Carolina is going to be favored in this game. I was talking to Michael Lombardi on Monday night of this week, and he talked about similar to what you're saying, like playing to the standard, regardless. How would you define the standard for Carolina football right now?
Yeah, I would say that it is just the standard of excellence, and so what that is, it's sort of a day-to-day thing. Like in everything you do, it's how you approach it, and so that's with urgency. I think urgency is a big word for us right now in the program. Is just not feeling lackadaisical and not taking anything like it doesn't matter. Like everything we do matters. I just had a lift this morning, and if I'm not approaching that with a great mindset, then I'm not preparing my body to go out and practice this afternoon. So whatever it is, it's with urgency and it's with discipline, and so our practices this week, and they've been really important in preparing for this game because the way we play, no matter the opponent, no matter the day, it's got to be consistent because we can continue to improve. We can't be this up and down team that we've had in the past or that we had the first game. So
we talked about this earlier in the week, and you just mentioned keeping Charlotte out of the end zone. Tar Heels only allowed 3 points to Charlotte. I understand everybody's going to say, well, it's Charlotte. That is the fewest points against an FBS opponent in almost 25 years. I mean, that's something, right? So what things did you see on Saturday night beyond just playing good defense against Charlotte that you feel like will be able to be built on and carry over against other opponents?
Yeah, I mean, I think we stopped the run really well. And to win any game, you got to stop the run. When a team can run the ball freely, it's very difficult to stop them from driving down the field. And so that was a big thing that we did. And we, are putting in new packages each week to game plan. So I think our game plan is really starting to, grow. And I trust the scheme. And I think obviously with Coach Belichick and Steve and those guys, they've got the game plan for so many different teams and so many different offenses. And so week to week, I think we do a great job, and we'll continue to do a great job of seeing what our opponent does well and trying to limit that. I do think there's still a lot of improvement we can have, especially at third down, third and long. We got to get off the field. It's got to be 100%, third and 8+. We got to get off the field. And so to only allow 3 points, I saw that stat and I was honestly pretty shocked because it felt like we played a solid game on defense, but I don't think any of the defensive guys felt content with how we played, which is good. We were fortunate a couple of times where they could have maybe scored. They missed a field goal and everything, but you got to take what you did well and continue to improve that. And then even though you won and played a solid game on defense, you got to find the mistakes you had because you never know when those will come back and bite you.
What has this experience been like? I think this is your third different defensive coordinator right here at Carolina, and obviously you're healthy, first of all, and able to play more snaps, more reps. Just what has this been like? Has it been a challenge? How are you trying to embrace it?
No, it's been fun. I've really enjoyed this defense scheme specifically. Allows the safeties to sort of be some of the leaders of the defense and make different adjustments and different calls. Play with a lot of vision, which is always great in reading the quarterback. And so I really enjoyed this defense. I've enjoyed all the coaches and stuff. Coach Brian Belichick, one of the best guys on our staff, and he's very personable. And so great coach to play for. You really feel that. You want to play for these coaches. They're very just great people at the end of the day, but they know ball. And so I've really enjoyed this whole experience so far. And I'm looking forward to continue to get this season rolling.
So there was a lot of turnover this summer. There were a lot of change around Carolina football over the last, even farther back than that, so the last 9 months or so. You stayed and you took a leadership role in staying. Why was that your decision to do that?
Yeah, I mean, I could have, looked elsewhere. For me, I wanted to graduate here, and so just with the way that worked out, I was basically going to be here during the spring no matter what. And somehow, some way, if the coaches or whatever it was didn't fit what I wanted, maybe would have looked elsewhere. But I really enjoyed my time in the spring and under Coach Belichick and under all the coaches, the strength staff, just everything I really enjoyed. And at the end of the day, and my parents really harp on this, but in 30 years, when you go back to a school, like what school, like where's your spot, right? Like what teams were you a part of? And with the transfer portal nowadays, it's just tough for guys to claim one school. It's usually the school you graduate from, or it's usually your last school. And so for me to go where else, right, some random other school and be like, I spent 1 year there and it was all right, and that's my school. And it's like, no, like Carolina's my school. It's the school I committed to. Played there for 3 years, now 4 years. It's like I graduated from there. Like I wanted to be all Carolina, and I'm pretty proud of that. And so that was a big part of my decision. Just staying loyal and representing Carolina Blue.
Could your parents teach a class?
Yeah. They taught me a lot of good lessons in life. I think this is one of the most important ones.
When did you go from I am in the room with Bill Belichick to, oh, there's Coach? Or have you?
I would say I have. But it probably took until like the middle of spring practice once we really started getting coached every day and he would start talking to you one-on-one. But now, being part of the captains, like we'll meet with him once a week. And so that's a little still like surreal to me. But it's awesome. And he's so like, he listens so well to us and really wants our feedback. And you may not expect that from him. Like he's been part of so many programs, like he knows what he's doing, but he still wants to hear what the players think, what needs to be changed maybe here and there. And so just meet with him with like we have 7 captains, meet with him on a weekly basis is like really cool. And I think he does a great job with it.
What's something where maybe y'all have given him some feedback in one of those meetings and you feel like it's been implemented?
Yeah, I mean, it can be whatever. It could be a little bit of game plan, right? If we don't like these certain calls, maybe adjust it or how much we're calling it. It can be more like culture based, right? If we think we need to enforce a little more rules here or there. So I don't have anything specific, but he's for sure enforced it really well.
You come from a long line of football. Fifth generation college play. I mean, that's insane. Like the first Hardy family member was like in the 1800s playing football. I mean, did you have any other option other than to play football, or was it just in the blood, literally?
Yeah, I don't remember ever choosing to play football, honestly. I don't know if there was some. Yeah, I started playing tag football at 6 years old, and I don't remember if that was my choice or I was just throwing a helmet. But I do remember, like, when I was young, those helmets we would wear were like, they would hurt. I'd be like sitting in the summer. You're like sitting in your living room just wearing the helmet, just like
Acclimate.
yes. And it's just like, what are you doing, Will?
I'm watching cartoons.
Like no, literally, you're eating freaking cereal with your chin strap on. It's like, but no, I always wanted to play football, and I have so many young pictures of my dad's been a college coach and high school coach a lot of places, and it's crazy. You see me like wearing as a 4-year-old wearing like college football pads, and the crits like now those fit obviously, but it's like I've been part of it for so long, and I'm really fortunate. But I don't feel it's always something I wanted to do. Right when your dad and your grandparents play something, it's like you always want to be like them, and so. For me, it was always a love I had, and when you're around it so much and you have good experience with it, then like it's gonna continue to love it.
I mean, so like Will's granddad was an All-American, his great granddad was an All-American. I mean, so high level football played in his family for a long time. Do you guys just sit down and start drawing up plays or talking? I mean, is it a topic of kind of conversation in your life?
Yeah, it is. And my dad was my high school coach. When I played there, he's more of an offensive guy though, and really most of my family is on the offensive side. He played quarterback. My brother played quarterback. So my dad did a good job keeping football kind of outside the house. Like, even when he was coaching my brother and he was a starting quarterback, like he did a good job of not trying to bring all his work home and everything. And so we talk about stuff, but I think not schematically. We're more just like watching college football and everything. Like
sure.
It's always on, but. I wouldn't say we're always talking schematics, but
you talked about in the spring and wanting to graduate from Carolina, which Will was too nice to mention. He did graduate from Carolina. You also studied abroad in the spring, which most football players never ever do. What did you do, and why did you want to do that?
Yeah, that was a really cool experience. So through our business school, they offer these like short 1 to 2 week study abroad trips. And so we had, we have a break for spring break. You can do whatever you want on that, sort of right before our spring practice started. And so, I chose to go to Netherlands and study abroad. It was just a 1 week trip, and part school, part just exploring a different country. And it was a really cool experience, honestly. We took a couple classes before to sort of prepare and learn about the main focus was like sustainability and business. And so really it's just cool to like get outside of the country. You're on a trip with 20, 30 other business school students. So you're growing closer to, non-athletes. And it was a cool experience that the business school offered that usually as an athlete, especially a football player, you're not going to be able to do for a 1 month or a semester long study abroad.
All right, 2 questions. First, did you have any travel issues? Adam's had a lot of travel issues. He's gotten stuck on an escalator before. He's fallen down on the road in Denmark. Was it Denmark?
Wait. How do you get stuck on an escalator?
Yeah, it's a great question, Will.
Well, I'm glad that you asked. I really appreciate Jen sharing this also. See, I think the difference may be that Will may have slightly more inherent athleticism than me.
Perhaps.
Will, here's what I was doing. I was trying to be nice to my family, which don't ever do that. And so we were going up the escalator at the Seattle airport. Well, this was a long trip, so they had big suitcases. So I was trying to be all nice. So I was like, don't worry. The man will carry the suitcases because, I'm jacked.
Gotcha.
So I have these giant suitcases. Well, one thing I didn't appropriately factor in, the 2 suitcases when put together behind me were wider than the width of the escalator. So as I tried to go up the escalator, these suitcases were stuck. Oh, yeah. But I didn't want to let go of them because I was afraid they might roll away. So it ended poorly.
Oh my. I didn't.
Adam was stuck on the ground like a little turtle that couldn't get out because he was like, we're still searching for the footage, Will. One day we're going to find it.
My kids have, almost every time they're together, they yell at each other for having not had their phones out to video this.
Mistake.
And I'm so grateful that they didn't.
Yeah. You got to wear one of those GoPros. Or
there you go.
The glasses that are like,
oh, yeah.
Cord.
So no travel issues for you in that regard?
No, not that I remember.
Okay. My second question is, you seem like a very well-rounded person to me. But as you mentioned, when you are a football player, there are stringent demands on your time. How do you manage all of that? How do you try to stay well-balanced, even though you do have this thing that is important and also takes up a good chunk of your life right now?
Yeah, you just got to figure out what your priorities are. And so for me, that's first my faith, my family, and then football, which is, sort of a cliche thing, but it's really true. And so like time management is a big thing that I think guys learn when they come in as freshmen. Like a lot of our day is scheduled, a lot. And so the part that's not scheduled is going to be when you're studying for classes, when you're recovering, when you are maybe just relaxing and sleep. It's like you got to figure out what you're going to do at that time. And so it's just prioritizing things and being efficient with what you do, right? If something's going to take me 30 minutes to do, I'm not going to drag it out to an hour and a half. And so really it's a time management and efficiency thing. But for me, yeah, it's making sure I get to church on Sundays when I can. It's making sure we have Bible studies, making sure I can lead those. And so, and then when you got schoolwork, you got to get it done. So it's a time management thing. And I think it's sort of prepared me, and it prepares all of us for life after college too. We don't have chunks of time in the afternoon just to like do nothing with, right? We are always moving. And so got to be productive.
Do you ever get nervous when you have free time? Like, am I forgetting something?
Yeah. No, like we have a lot of time off. I don't enjoy free time if I haven't like earned it, you know, like unless I get a workout in the morning or it's a random Saturday in the summer and we don't have anything. Like I got to do something in order to like relax. So that's sort of maybe the way I'm wired. But
What do you do to relax?
honestly, I play some video games. So the new college football game, I play that a lot. I like to play golf when the weather's good.
Yeah.
I play the guitar a little.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a work in progress, but trying to become a guitarist or just you want to be able to like pull it out at a campfire and
Obviously.
just play some songs, right?
Really needs to look good.
Yeah, so
That's how Chase Rice started.
exactly.
He was just messing around.
I need to meet Chase Rice also.
We can make that happen.
Actually, I have met him. I went to 2 of his concerts and got to meet him backstage. That was pretty cool. But
How cool is it to play as yourself in a video game that I'm guessing you have played a lot in your life?
it's awesome. It's so cool, and just to think like that game will be around. Like this version of the game, I'll hopefully be able to pull up in 20 years and show my kids and be like, yeah, you know, the first game, the second version of the game, like I was on those, and it's pretty cool. Like be on the first one back too. But it's crazy. I never even dreamed of that, honestly.
Do you agree with the levels, like the speed,
Yeah, I mean, you can never agree with
you can
it.
boost it, right? Can you?
You actually can't edit it, which I don't know. You can edit in real life though. You can play better. So
Real life.
yeah, it's
easier to just move the sliders.
yeah. Well, that's not life though. Life there's no sliders.
So do you play as you? Like if you are playing the game, or you're like, okay, I'm going to be Will Hardy on the backside of this defense.
Occasionally, yeah. If I'm playing as the UNC defense, then I'm using myself for sure.
Does real Will Hardy ever get mad at computer Will Hardy?
Oh yeah, for sure. It's funny when the game first comes out, and everyone's playing it. You get teammates like, "Dude, great game last night." Like, or like, "Dude, you missed a tackle and freaking cost me the game." And like, you're like, my bad." So that's sort of fun to mess around with guys about.
All right, couple more things. One, you play golf. Do you like handicap, or just go out there and have fun?
Just go out there and try to have fun.
You ever have a hole in one?
No,
Ever been
I
close?
was close on a short par 3 actually. Probably got it to a foot and stuff.
Yeah.
But
I like that. Was Tyler Hansbrough watching when you did it?
no.
Oh, that happened to me. No big deal. Don't worry about it, Will.
You had a hole in one?
I was as close as I've ever been with Will. He didn't. It was as close as I've ever been. I can find that photo that woman took of it. She was so impressed. She was walking by. She's like, look how close it is. Took a picture. That's how impressive of a shot.
You know what? He's never told this story.
Still a 2 on the scorecard, right?
Sadly, I was nervous over the .5. And I was nervous over the putt. I was like, oh, God. Now you've got me all flustered. We were playing golf. So you have 70 new guys on this team. You are a captain. Like, how did you figure out a way to be a leader of a bunch of new guys, like guys who did not know you previously?
Yeah, I mean, it starts with first just like building relationships with guys, and then figuring out what the standard is. Personally, I hold to myself. Like, you can't ask things from guys that you don't hold from yourself, and so, and I feel like I've held that standard throughout my career, and so it's just building trust from guys and realizing, all right, this is the standard. Set the standard. You got to get a couple other leaders. It's hard to lead by yourself. You really can't do it. And so find that leadership group. And I think we have a great leadership group right now. And then, man, it's just hold each other accountable and have other leaders hold you accountable when you mess up or when you're not playing to the standard. But it does take some time, and it really took time, this offseason, even this summer, to build those relationships first and build that trust.
Will mentioned his brother Jackson played quarterback. What he didn't mention is Jackson played quarterback for Richmond.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any Richmond gear in your closet right now?
I do, yeah. And I don't know if it's here, but at home, I for sure have a couple of Richmond shirts. I know, obviously, he's got a bunch. My whole family's got Richmond shirts, so they won't be wearing it, though.
I was about to say, not even like a house divided.
No.
We're all Tar Heel blue for this week.
Yes, 100%.
That's good to hear. All right, what do you have something? So, I mean, we're still so early here in the year, but in your mind, let's say over the next month, like what is important in your mind for this team to continue to do over this next month? So when we look back and maybe it's halfway through the season, we can all go, look, Will Hardy said this was important, and they're the Tar Heels doing it.
Yeah, I think defensively, it's just establishing an identity on defense. It's continuing to stop the run. Great run-stopping defenses are the best defenses. And so if we can pride ourselves on stopping the run and getting off the field on third down, I think those are the two areas that will lead to the most success. And then obviously red zone defense, which we showed improvement in this past week, is another key aspect. But keeping everything in front of us, from a safety mindset, we can't have balls thrown over our heads. So everything in front of us, continue to get better at tackling. Another area we improved a lot in the Charlotte game is tackling. And so those are a couple of key aspects. Obviously, I think offense, we just want to score more points and be able to be a little more explosive and better on third down. And then special teams, again, another area where we improved a lot. And just special teams, we want to be consistent. I think our, field goal kicker and kickoff guy Reese is amazing. And then Tom had a great game too. So our specialists are really good. And all the guys around that need to be great supporting players. And so there's big things is consistency, start fast, which we've done, and we need to keep the pedal on the metal the whole game. Can't let up. So that's big this weekend is how do we start and can we continue to play like that the rest of the game?